a link with the Hazrat Maulvi Nuruddin Sahib. It was quite possible for him that it was quite possible that even after him, somebody else could have been elected as the Caliph. And Maulvi Muhammad Ali Sahib, Amir Jamaat Ahmadiyya Lahore, he was one of the candidates for that. But the majority of the people, they supported Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad, and he was appointed Caliph as such. So he says that now the question is that if the great Mirza Sahib, if there was no spiritual power working in him, then how he could come to know that there would be a son of mine who would be having such and such qualities which he is announced. When he made the announcement, there were 3 sons and he used to pray for all 3, but the prophecy was regarding 1. And now we see that in reality he has proved to be such a son who has brought about a big change in the world. Regarding this promised son, there was a promise that he would be a man of great resolve and he would be filled with religious and secular knowledge. And a well-known scholar, Khwaja Hasan Nizami Dehlvi, a pen sketch he has given that about Hazrat Muslim Maud, that generally he is not feeling well, but these ailments, they do not stop his activities. He has done his duties very calmly in the winds of opposition, and he was from Mughal family, and he is having a political understanding is there, and general intellect is there, and also and he is very expert in mental and in the using of the pen, mental faculties. And then he said there was mention that he would be delivering a means of deliverance of the people, of the captives, and how this was accomplished, that is really surprising to the people. The freedom of the Kashmir movement is also a proof of that. The All India Committee is responsible for that. All the credit goes to there. And Sir Zulfikar Ali Khan Sahib and Allama Sir Muhammad Iqbal, Khwaja Hasan Nizami Dehlvi, Sayyid Habib Mudir Siyasat, editor of Siyasat, and 25th July on 31 it was appointed there, and he was made the president of that, and it was the result of his successful presidency that when the Muslims were deprived from their basic rights and they were living as slaves, within a short time they started breathing in the air of freedom, and their political and social rights were established, and first time the assembly was established, and with the freedom of speech and writing they were given. And at that time the Muslim press, they acknowledged the great services of Hazrat Muslim Maud and paid tributes to him, and they wrote that at that time the condition of Kashmir was critical. At that time those people, despite the religious stances, those people who nominated him as the Sadr, they just had the idea of the success. They really had decided something very nice, and if he was not elected president at that time, then the whole movement would have been complete failure, and the whole Muslim Ummah would have been suffered a great loss. Abdul Majid Salik, regarding this freedom movement of Kashmir, he writes that Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah, Sher Kashmir, and other workers, and they, along with the Hazrat Mirza Mahmud Ahmad Sahib and his workers, they used to have an open contact with them. And the reason for that was that Mirza Sahib, because of having so many means, he was helping this cause in so many ways. And the Kashmir workers, they were naturally indebted to him for this. Allama Niyaz Fatehpuri says, regarding his famous Tafsir Kabir, he read this Tafsir Kabir and then he wrote a letter that Tafsir Kabir volume 3 is under my study, and I am reading it with minute care, and there is no doubt that a new angle of the commentary of the Holy Quran has been presented by you. And this Tafsir commentary in its own right is the very first in this nature, where the intellect and the quotations have been put together in such a way, and your depth of knowledge and your understanding and the perception and the beautiful argument that he has put there, each and everything is wonderful. And I'm sorry that why up to this time I have been unaware of it. I wish that I could have been able to see all its volumes regarding the commentary of Surah Hud. When I came to know about his views about Hazrat Lut, then I was utterly happy, utterly. And in How Lai Banati, when he made the commentary very much different from the other commentaries, it is impossible for me to fully appreciate the beautiful commentary that he is. Allah Almighty may reward him for that. In 1963, he wrote this. Maulana Abdul Majid Riyabadi, who was he was also a commentator of the Quran, and he was editor of Sidq Jadid. At the demise of Hazrat Muslim Maud, he wrote that in Quran and in the knowledge of Quran, and also in the global preaching activities of Islam, the activity and the determination and the dedicated services which he has done, Allah Almighty reward him. Intellectually expressing the meanings of Quran and the interpretation that he has given, that was certainly a very lofty thing, and Allah Almighty reward for him. So these are some of the things which I have mentioned.